All right, Kenman here, and today's unboxing is wafer thin. Is there even something in here? Maybe, maybe not. Why don't we open it up and find out, Kenman? All right, let's go. I found an interesting little knife for the collection. Let's check out what I got. Oh, it is here. It is under my hand. Bag is empty and on the floor. Wow, this is the sizing. Every time I get a new knife, I get surprised again. Sometimes they're bigger than you thought. Sometimes they're smaller. This one is thinner. Where is the? These usually peel apart and open. Obviously I can cut it, but sometimes you just want to get that satisfying, there it is, peel open. Wow, look at how thin that is. No real, oh, there is a little info card. Is that in this bag? Struggle bus with the opening today. There. Oh, no, that is not. Just left-hand Japanese craft pocket knife. New. Mini package bag on the floor. We've got one more to go to get in there. Wow, look at this thing. Send that translated. Another mini bag on the floor. Today we are looking at a left-handed version Japanese Kiridashi craft pocket knife. There it is. Ooh. All right, I gotta get familiar with the setup here. It is brass handle and sheath, would you call it? And it's just a folded over piece. If you look there on the end, how it's folded over and there's a hook. And so, boom, go like that. You can see that folded over piece. So it's got that section of brass. It's just folded, wrapped around, and then pressed over the top. So you've got the two sections. Obviously the blade sheath. And then this section would be the handle. Then you can see this spot right here where they've pinched the handle, which then pressure fits it onto the blade. So then that doesn't really give us any info on the blade. High carbon or carbon steel is what I'm assuming, but that's me making an ass or something. Anyway, so this is for little carving craft projects, peeling, skinning, doing just some small tight work. These are very sharp, very thin, but that edge feels just like it can get in there. But these work great for just doing some, like if you got a little project and you're working on some little whittling, carving thing, these are good for getting in there and just shaving off little sections. Very thin. All right, let's break this thing down. So full sheath covers everything up. It's basically just a pressure fit, so it just squeezes on there just tight enough so it doesn't fall off. You have to grab both sides, pull that open. Reveals the blade. Nice and straight, very thin. Look at that edge though. So that grind is like a chisel grind, which means it's completely flat on this side, and then it's flat here, and then the grind goes down that way. So when you're sharpening it, basically you're just sharpening that edge. You can make sure you don't have a rolled over section, but these are thin and they work great for just doing these little teeny little artsy projects or whatever it is you're working on. There is a stamp right there. I can't see it very well. It is a subtle stamp kind of pressed in. It looks like there is some writing on there, but I'm trying to get it in the right light. It is pressed very lightly. It looks like it went a little deeper on the edges, but the middle did not get pressed too hard, so it's kind of difficult to see. Feels nice in the hand. No jimps. No liner lock, no button lock, no close. This would be a fixed blade, I guess you could call it. Enjoy these fun, quirky knife unboxings? If so, hit that like button. Subscribe if you would like to see more. See the end pinched shut over there. Kind of looks the same on both sides, but you can tell the longer side has the blade, and then there's the pinch right there that is keeping it, like I said, that blade in there. So you just remember the pinch is on the back side. And this is designed lefty. They make these left right-handed. So basically what you're looking at is in my left hand, notice the edge. You could put it in your right hand. You can still do some carving, some scraping and stuff like that. But this is mostly designed for in the left hand with the grind up for getting into doing that work. So you could buy one of these. The righty would be basically that direction. I noticed it's pinched on the closed side, and the open side, notice how it squeezes. So it's been over pressure squeezed in so that it kind of pinches like that. And then when the blade is in there, it obviously pushes it up and flush over here, but that's kind of where it's squeezing. It's kind of pinching right there, which is holding it in. Boom. Easy to remove, but it does hold it on there well. I like it. I am interested. I have another one of these. We will look at it in a second. Let's get some measurements first. It's definitely small. Look at that. It's the thickness of my ruler. Actually, it's a little bit thicker than the ruler, but barely. Total length 4 3/4. Blade under 2. So we're looking at 1 15/16 on the blade. And then almost 1.5, 1 7/16 on the cutting surface with that straight edge. And then the handle is just over 2 3/4. This section, and let's just put it all together so you can get the total closed length. Just over 5. And then, oops, can't look sideways, sorry. And 5/8 width. Definitely small, definitely thin. You could put this in a pocket and probably forget that it's even there, although it's longer. Okay, get that off there. 0.03 on the blade thickness. That is about as thin as you could get. That's going to make it very slicey. That 0.03 carries all the way out. This whole section is 0.03, just that chisel grind where it gets down thinner. 0.07 for the handle. So that is the thinnest handle I have as well. And, you know, like we said, 0.67 that way. Battery's about to die. How many more are we going to get? Been getting quite a few since the battery did start to go, but seems like it's going to die for another month or two. That is about as thin as it gets. All right. Comment below when you think that battery is going to go. How many more are we going to get? .62, 0.78 with the, what are we going to call this? Comment below what you want to call this. Is this a sheath, cover, a slip? I guess a sheath is probably the closest. But yeah, 0.62 of an ounce. Very light. Compare everything with the drop bear from Kaiser. 3.28. Here is my other Kiridashi. 1.75, and then without the handle 1.28. Bigger, obviously significantly larger, a little bit heavier, not that different. 0.62. I haven't mentioned yet, but brass This is made out of brass, where I said it was made out of brass, but you know what I like doing with brass. That's the shipwreck projects. Here's one. Take a piece of copper or brass and make these cool color patterns. Here's another one right here. I love doing shipwrecks. I like knives. I like art knives. I like knives that are for doing some carving. So this falls under several different categories. I am going to try to shipwreck this though. I think that'll be fun. Nice big flat surface for us to work with. What do we think about that? All right. Drop bear from Kaiser. Very fidgety, fun, daily user, single hand opening, closing. Just fidget factor 1000. 154 cm in micarta on this one. Great daily carry. So you can see it's, I'm going to zoom in a little more even. It's significantly larger. The drop bear is not quite a full-size knife. It's a little bit smaller than full-size, kind of a 3/4, but it's a great user size. But you can see it clearly has got it beat by about 1.5 inches on the front and the back there. So this little guy is little. Here is my other Kiridashi. I did an unboxing for this quite a while back. I've used it a couple of times, but not as much. It's got that wooden handle, which is fairly cool, a little bit larger, but it's got that great feel for in the hand. This is for some more smaller, delicate type stuff. Versus this, I can get in there. Got a really good size handle, so I can get in, really push, do some more intense work. Definitely thicker blade on this one here. Fun stuff. Also a lefty version. It's almost the same size as that drop bear. It's got it beat by about 1 inch or so on each, the front and back right there. These are cool though. They're fun. And if you're a collector, all knives are interesting if they're different than other ones that you've got, right? Okay. So here we are. We've got this Japanese Kiridashi. It's got a nice little brass holder. Stay tuned for a shipwreck to this coming soon. Should be a fun one. I will probably use this once in a while. I have a lot of knives and stuff I get for tools that I'll wait for that right moment, and then I've got that project that calls for it to get it out, get some use out of it. I'm going to test this one out soon. It feels really sharp though. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.